Hi everyone, it's Mari here for Honeybee Stamps. I am going to be creating this card for you today that you can see here on the screen. I did want to mention that Honeybee does have a brand new release called Cozy Christmas. I do not have the release yet, or I didn't have it at the time of filming, so I have created this card today with older Honeybee products. I have linked to the brand new release in the description box below if you want to shop that new release. This is going to be created with a couple of my favorite classic Honeybee products. I have on the right here the Lovely Layers Snowflakes die set, and then on the left I have the gorgeous Snowflakes 3D embossing folder. These are two really great standard winter themed project products, and I love that this embossing folder does give you a really beautiful 3D impression. Now I'm going to start off here by inking up the flat side of the embossing folder with some chipped sapphire oxide ink from Ranger. And you'll just notice that I'm just pressing that onto that flat side of the embossing folder like so. And then what I'm going to do is grab some cardstock. This is actually some Tim Holtz heavy stock. And I've just put that into the folder there. I've run that through my die cutting machine. And now you can just see how it's created this really beautiful impression onto the paper. The snowflakes stay white and the background is just that beautiful tone of blue. I think that chipped sapphire is just a really nice kind of like wintry blue color. Now I'll just spritz my folder with some water and wipe it down with a baby wipe. And then that is good to go back into my collection. Now I've placed my card front here into my splat box and I'm taking some Distress Spritz spray. This is prize ribbon and I'm going to just spritz over that panel with that Spritz spray. Now I did this on purpose where I left the lower portion kind of a little bit more white, and then now you can just see the shimmer of that Spritz spray on top of that gorgeous chipped sapphire. So just love how the Spritz sprays layer on top of the Distress ink or the Distress Oxide ink. I think it's just a really beautiful product. Now I have die cut out my Lovely Layers snowflakes from some glitter silver paper and some white cardstock. And I plan to assemble these together so that the silver is going to show up behind the white. And I will show you here how I'm going to achieve that. So I'm just going to take my Honeybee glue. I'm only going to add adhesive in the center of this white top layer. And in that way, the edges of the snowflake, the outer edges, the ends are going to be free, kind of like to lift up a little bit off of that silver paper. But you can just see that I'm offsetting the white on the silver so that you can still really see that silver behind the white paper. I'm going to finish off the centers of each one of my snowflakes with that same die cut piece. I've die cut that from the same die. But I have created 3 different looking snowflakes with the other dies from that set. And you can see here for each one of these, I am offsetting them and then topping each one of the white layers with that silver glitter cardstock center. And in that way, we've just got these really gorgeous layered snowflakes with that little bit of silver detailing, which I think just looks so stunning with that blue. So I'm going to go ahead and get that adhered onto my snowflake to finish off that third snowflake here. And now I'm going to just take some gems from my stash. These ones happen to be Pink Fresh Ombre Starry Sky, little glitter glitter bits. These are just some little gems. And I love that they're silver and blue. And I'm also going to be using some Honeybee gems here as well to embellish the background of my card. So I'm just going to glue those in the center. Now I've put a little bit of foam adhesive onto the back of my card front, and I'm going to just put my Honeybee glue onto the top of that foam adhesive just so that I can wiggle this nicely into place before it is really stuck down to my card base. I'm working on a top folding A2 size white card base here. And now I'm just going to go ahead and get this adhered down, and I've reduced the size of that card front by 1/4 of an inch so that I've got that nice white framing margin around the gorgeous card front. So now I'm just going to figure out where I want to place these snowflakes. I'm going to kind of try to do a triangle with my snowflakes here. So I want them to be not exactly above and below each other. I want them to just sort of have that triangle pattern. and I'm just kind of fussing to get them into place before I go ahead and adhere them down. Now I am going to adhere each one of these snowflakes with some thin foam squares, and in that way they'll be slightly dimensional but not like very hugely dimensional. I'm going to put this one up in the top left corner there, and then you can see that bottom one is adhered kind of to the right of that top left one. And then this one here I'll just place in this spot so that we do have that little bit of visual triangle with our snowflakes. So I'm really loving how that's looking. Now I am going to take these vitamin C gems from Honeybee. I really love these little clear ones, and a lot of the Honeybee gem stickers have the clear on them. So I actually didn't check to see if you can still get the vitamin C gems, but many of the gem sticker sheets that we have at Honeybee have these clear ones. And I love these because they add some dimension and some sparkle and shine, but they're also just kind of like a little bit subtle as well. So I'm adding those 3 clear gems to the centers of some of the small snowflakes in the embossed background. And now I'm going to use the gorgeous Let It Snow stamp set. This is a beautiful set. It has just beautiful snowflakes and gorgeous sentiments. And so I'm going to stamp out this sentiment with my Honeybee Intense Black ink, just using my MISTI here to stamp this onto a piece of white cardstock. I'll stamp that a couple of times just to make sure that I've got a really nice dark image, nice and crisp and clean. And then I'll take the coordinating die from that die set for Let It Snow and die cut out that sentiment. Now I'm going to double up my foam adhesive on the right end of the sentiment, and then I'm going to put a really thin layer of foam adhesive on the left end, and I'm going to pop that down onto my project so that the right edge is even with the same amount of dimension as the snowflake on the left. And that is going to finish off my project today, friends. I hope you are inspired. Please make sure that you check out the links below this video to all of the products that I've used today, as well as the brand new Cozy Christmas release from Honeybee, which is an absolutely stunning release. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends. I will see you again very soon next week for another project.